And this is why women say, we picked the bear. We picked the bear. And he knows I'm recording him too. Because there's so many empty ellipticals, and you picked the one right next to me. What was the reason? What was the reason? I know you hear me. What was the reason? Now we're both uncomfortable.
Perfect. Also, I do not like men with social media. So no social media, because as a man, what are you doing with social media? He can have a TikTok and a Snapchat so like I can send him things, but Instagram, like absolutely not. I want a man that has never had Instagram in his life. I'm not giving out my number to a person I don't know because I just feel like that's a safety issue. So I always counteract and I tell them like, oh, I don't give out my number, but I can give you my Instagram. And they always feel so disrespected when I say this. It's like, what's wrong with Instagram? Can you not message me on Instagram if you want to? Can you not call me on Instagram?
You don't want the man of your dreams to have Instagram/social media. Why would you expect the man of your dreams to ask you for anything else besides your number? I will acknowledge the point that a lot of men do get offended when they ask a girl for their number and they bring up Instagram because it's the first key sign that she not really rocking with you like that. We already know, or we assume, that if I ask you for your number, you're like, nah, I'll give you my Instagram. You pretty much just said you not gonna follow me back and or you really not that interested. The main issue in your own statements is you don't want a man with Instagram, but yet you feel offended and or triggered when a man asks you for your number. If the man of your dreams doesn't even have Instagram, what else is he supposed to ask you for? Some of you don't understand how you block your own blessings and or you just don't make sense.
Whenever men get in your comment sections or come to you in the middle of a conversation or whatever and say not all men, just know.
Just know what? I can't wait to hear how we're going to spin this one today.
That even though they may come across as a good guy, they're probably not.
Because why? They dared to stand up against bigoted thinking and stand up for themselves by in fact saying that it is not all men, and I might add, it never has been. What type of person actually demonizes an entire demographic because of the actions of some?
Understand that the whole not all men thing is bullshit.
Please explain why an entire group of people is guilty of something.
Men are deathly afraid of each other.
No, they're not. But go on.
And their fear of one another speaks volumes, doesn't it? Because why do y'all fear each other? Why would y'all be in such fear of each other if your nature was so wonderful?
I must say, it's almost admirable, really. The amount of dedication that some individuals are showing in regards to trying to, in fact, demonize an entire population of people based on characteristics that they cannot control. What exactly is the overall goal and the point of doing so? Why try to stereotype an entire population of people?
Now, you tell me if this makes sense to you. There's this guy that goes to my church and this lady that I know, and she introduced me to the guy maybe like this past summer, so like some months ago, right? Introduced, I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, it was a real nice introduction, and then that was it. Apparently, he's interested. So, talk to me. Like, so on Sunday, she saw me. I hugged her, you know, hey, how you doing? She was like, let me introduce you to this young man. I said, ma'am, you've already introduced me to him before. And she was like, I have? I said, yeah. She was like, well, he's a great young man, and I feel like y'all two, you know, it would be nice if y'all two, you know, like spend some time together. I said, he doesn't say nothing to me, so I don't say nothing to him. And she was like, well, he said that you said you won't be looking his way. Let me repeat myself. He don't say nothing to me, so I don't say nothing to him. I don't pursue. I don't chase. I don't insert myself. I don't do none of that. Now, mind you, this man works on the parking lot ministry, right? Or the ministry that's outside telling you where to park and stuff. Sweetie pie, you trying to talk to me? Tell me you'll park my car. Save me a parking spot close to the door. Okay? Tell me you'll drive me up to the front. Or you'll meet me up at the front and then you'll go park my car for me. That's how you talk to a woman. I don't know what be possessing y'all to think that we as the women gotta do the pursuing, the chasing, and all of that. Baby, I accept what's given to me. I reciprocate. But to reciprocate something, it has to be given to you first. No. No. Over are the days of me putting myself out there. Over are the days of me inserting myself. Over are the days of me looking dumb, desperate, and dusty. Over are those days. Like, that was never my style. Why would I start now? I don't care how good of a young man he is. If he's a young man who is deaf, mute, and dumb, then I don't want to talk to him. Like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it, y'all. I'm so over these men. It's sassy. You a grown tail man. And you can't open up your mouth and say hello to somebody and your excuse is, oh, she don't look my way. Make me look your way. Give me something to look at. Like, that's why I be quiet, because if you can't even speak to me in the parking lot, you sure can't handle me in this mouth. Make it make sense. If you're going to do anything in this world, make it make sense. Okay? Because I'm over it. I'm over it. If it's just me and my daughter for the rest of my life, me and my baby, we're going to be all right. We're going to have a good life. Because
young man, do yourself a favor and don't mess around with this church ratchet. Some of y'all ladies believe just because y'all don't quote Bible verses and wear crosses that we can't see the Jezebel in you. And nah, ma'am, it don't make sense, because you don't make sense. I'm not going to even bring up the hair and the nails. But if I notice, he noticed. But it's generally your overall attitude with the babies and the hand wags and the neck rolls. This, he don't say nothing to me, so I ain't say nothing to him. Young man say, well, sure, he be looking my way. Kevin Samuels tried to tell y'all R.I.P. to the Godfather. Now all you gotta do is offer a smile. Smile? How dare y'all tell me I'm required to smile? I ain't gotta smile at y'all. They call that choosing signals. And if a man don't see that from a woman, he gonna think you're not interested. But you say, I don't got to give you choosing signals, but if you want to pursue me, you work in a parking lot, offer to park my car for me. So if you don't give me choosing signals and you don't let me know that I have a chance with you and now I'm coming to offer to park your car and pick you up, it seems like you want a simp. Not a good young man. Then she ended it by calling him sassy. So typical. And then gonna put all that pressure on her poor daughter. This is gonna be me and my baby forever. I hope she don't be raising this manner where she's stuck by herself alone. Because, young lady, that wall is coming for you. And all that little attitude you got, you're going to be wishing you had the nice church boy parking lot man when your ass 40.
You know what's crazy? A woman got upset because a man didn't approach her first at church. She said men don't pursue anymore. And honestly, I'm not surprised she feels that way. But let's be real for a second. Men have learned the hard way that no matter what they do, it's never enough. If he approaches, he's too eager. If he doesn't, he's not man enough. Men today are done playing that guessing game. A lot of guys have simply mastered the art of staying in their lane. They're tired of being told they're creepy for showing interest or weak for showing emotion. It's like no move is the right move anymore. Women keep saying they want traditional men, but the moment a man acts traditional, he gets criticized for being too forward. The truth is, many men have realized peace comes from silence, not from chasing validation. See, what's happening now is that men are observing before acting. They're reading the room. They've seen how quickly a compliment turns into a complaint. They watched other men get dragged online for things as small as saying hello. So most men just say, you know what? Let me mind my business. And honestly, can you blame them? The same women complaining about not being pursued are often the ones who made it impossible for men to approach in the first place. It's time women take accountability. You can't shame men for everything they do, then expect them to keep showing up. Men have been called toxic, misogynistic, lazy, emotionally unavailable, all for simply existing the way nature intended. Now that they've chosen peace, Women call it lack of effort. But maybe it's not that men stopped trying. Maybe women just made trying too expensive. To the ladies asking, why don't men pursue anymore? The answer is simple. Men are protecting their peace. They're choosing self-respect over rejection games. And to my guys watching this, keep doing you. Don't chase validation from people who can't see your value.
So I've come to a conclusion that probably 40%, 35 to 40% of the men at the gym are... Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing fucking wrong with it. I feel like they're closeted though. Like, don't ask me how the fuck I know. I just fucking know. I don't make the fucking rules.
Shame, insults, and guilt, the classic sign of a low-functioning woman. And these low-functioning women use these tactics of shame, insults, and guilt when they are backed into a corner, when they are hurt, or they are rejected. So with that understanding of a low-functioning woman, place that scenario in the gym. So why would she say, call men, or a good chunk of men in the gym, why would she call them this, as she put it? Why would she call them that? And the likely scenario is nobody's approaching her. So they must be this, according to her, because they're not approaching her. Because I guess she's some high and mighty high catch or a great catch that men should be falling over her in the gym. And to get rejected in her eyes in the gym is a high crime, because the gym is one of the few places that is the majority men place and is acceptable. The gym is a guy space, and women in most times are invading this guy space and getting upset with the behavior of men in guy spaces. Understand that. The gym is a guy space unless...
So, apparently this woman went online crying that men at the gym must be gay because none of them approached her. And honestly, this is exactly what happens when a woman can't handle rejection. She starts throwing shame, guilt, and insults to protect her ego. It's sad, but it's also the reality of what a lot of modern women have become. They can't deal with the fact that men have evolved past chasing every pretty face they see. See, a lot of women are used to getting constant attention, especially in places like the gym. They dress to be noticed, not because they're working out, but because they crave validation. But when that attention doesn't come anymore, they get triggered. Instead of asking themselves why men don't bother anymore, they lash out. And that's where the shaming, the guilt trips, and the insults start flying. It's emotional immaturity, plain and simple. Men are tired of being disrespected for doing absolutely nothing wrong. If they look, they're creeps. If they speak, they're harassing. If they stay silent, suddenly they're gay or scared. So what do you expect? Most men have learned to just stay in their lane, focus on their goals, and protect their peace. The modern man doesn't need to prove his masculinity by chasing women who don't even respect themselves. It's time women stop blaming men for their own insecurities. When a man chooses to mind his business, it doesn't make him weak or unattractive. It makes him disciplined. The real issue is that many women can't handle losing the power they once had over men. That power came from attention, and now that men have stopped feeding it, they're falling apart. Instead of self-reflection, they choose to attack. But that only proves one thing. It was never about connection, only control. Men are not the problem here. Accountability is. So to every guy watching, keep focusing on yourself, your growth, and your peace. Don't let anyone shame you for not entertaining nonsense. And to my audience, what do you think? Are men finally walking away from manipulation for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one.
I just saw a video of a guy showing his song about his ex that cheated on him, and I just hate the way society demonizes women for cheating on men. Cheat on women all the time, and honestly, I support women's rights and wrongs. Good for her for cheating. I love that for her. Women should cheat more often, quite honestly. And I stand by that.
Where and when are women demonized for cheating? Last time I checked, when a woman cheats, the first question that's asked is, what did he do wrong? What led her to cheat? Because the husband wasn't available or wasn't giving her her needs because she's incapable of being an adult and actually communicating her needs. But when a man cheats, it's still his fault. So either way, it's the man's fault for a woman's actions, because God forbid we hold women accountable. So again, where are women demonized exactly? If anything, women are praised for leaving relationships because every single ex is narcissistic and abusive. So you did what you had to do. And the reality is that these women cheat because they think that it's going to fulfill some void and make them happier. But really what ends up happening is nobody likes a woman who's been passed around. So that relationship likely won't work out. So she basically ruined her family for a one-night stand or a situationship. But that's right, women get so demonized. And actually, I believe the last study said that 70% of women have backup plans, but does that mean they're not already cheating more? Or that more women actually cheat more by like 94% because they emotionally cheat with someone? Or is that doesn't count either? And I don't see women being demonized for any of it. In fact, they're praised for breaking up their family and being selfish and self-centered, but whatever. So yeah, feel free to tag me in whatever post it is where a woman is being demonized for cheating, because I have yet to see it. Okay, bye.
I came across this woman saying women should cheat more often. And I just had to stop and think, what are we even promoting now? We've reached a point where infidelity is being celebrated, not condemned. And of course, it's always the same pattern. Instead of accountability, we get justification. Instead of loyalty, we get excuses. This mindset right here is exactly why relationships are falling apart. See, when a woman says things like that, it's not about equality or empowerment. It's about revenge and ego. Somewhere along the line, society told women that doing wrong becomes right if it's in response to what men do. But that's not strength. That's emotional weakness. It's funny how the same people preaching self-love and maturity are also the ones normalizing betrayal. Cheating doesn't make you powerful. It exposes your lack of discipline and respect. Men are constantly being told to do better, communicate more, and be faithful. Yet the same energy isn't expected from women. When a man cheats, he's a monster. When a woman cheats, suddenly she's healing or finding herself. That double standard is insane. You can't demand honesty, loyalty, and effort from men while openly promoting disloyalty. This is exactly why so many men have stopped taking relationships seriously. The rules aren't the same anymore. The real issue isn't that women want equality. It's that some of them want freedom without responsibility. They want to play the game, but never face the consequences. And when they're called out, they throw around words like toxic masculinity or misogyny to silence any criticism. But let's be honest, this isn't empowerment, it's self-destruction. You can't build healthy relationships while promoting behavior that breaks trust. Stop trying to save people who glorify betrayal. Protect your peace, protect your time, and protect your energy. Real men aren't scared of being alone. They're scared of wasting loyalty on the wrong person.
Why y'all getting so mad? Like, oh, I see your TikToks. So the way you talk about women in America, you think we're so bad. Like, look, listen. I've been in America I'm 41, so I've been in here a long time, right? I'm just saying, I see how women treat dudes in America and how women in Europe treat men in America. And it's different. You know what I mean? So I think, you know what I mean? If I see that, I think I can do videos and tell them like what it is. You know, what y'all mad that I found out and I'm telling dudes like how it is over there? Like, why y'all so mad about that? Like, if you are good to your dude, stay good to your dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just one of these girls that's just like anti-man and everything a man does is terrible and you're offended by every little thing and all that, those are the ones I'm talking about. If a guy's walking down the street, you say, oh, what's going on? And you just get out, like you're so disgusted and mad. Like, them are the type of women in America I'm talking about. Anti-man, or like the women that are just trying to use men for a paycheck and all of that. That's what I'm talking about. You know, I see guys trying to like, oh, hey, how you doing? You know, mind, you want to go to the movies or whatever? And, like them type of women. Like I'm saying, in Europe, they don't rock like that. You know what I mean? Like, they will say hi to you. They will buy you a drink. They will, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same energy that you get in America from a woman. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about from my experiences wholly. You know what I mean? It's just from what I see, how y'all act. Like, y'all American women, y'all like to argue, nag. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes out here, they be complaining. Y'all don't be wanting to put out. Y'all be doing all of that. You know what I mean? And like the dudes, this is why they getting passports and they going other places and they dealing with women in different countries and y'all get mad about it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, what y'all think they gonna do? Just sit here and continue to deal with that all the time on a regular basis? No, they gonna leave. You know, or they gonna find somebody from a different country, and that's what's happening. That's why Passport Bros is getting so like popular. You know, because people are seeing it is different. Like, some women value like the man. You know what I mean? Men value women, obviously, in America. Like, dudes be simping like crazy for y'all women. That be treating them bad. You know, so men still value y'all here. But overseas, like, they seem to value men back. You know, so, and I don't know why y'all mad about it. Y'all should be happy that dudes are, you know what I mean, finding women in different countries that treat them right. It's a reason why dudes, when they go to the military, right, and they may be based in Germany or based in different places, they don't want to come back to America. It's a reason why. You know, like, it's just reality of it. And y'all can argue with me all day long, and I see what you're saying. You just one more arguments, proving my point. You know, don't get mad at me. You know, maybe y'all need to take a trip to the Netherlands and see how they treat people. You know what I'm saying? Like, or Europe and see how they treat people. Y'all might be surprised.
It's funny. Women in America are angry now that men are finally waking up. The truth is simple. Men have stopped finding modern women attractive. And for the first time in human history, this shift isn't about looks or money, it's about attitude. Radical feminist ideology has completely poisoned how men and women see each other. It's turned what used to be natural attraction into constant conflict. And now that men have pulled away, women are shocked that we're actually walking away. Let's call it what it is. Modern feminism told women they don't need men. That men are the problem. That masculinity is toxic. Well, men listened. They backed off. They focused on themselves. And now those same women are wondering where all the good men went. You can't spend years disrespecting men, then expect them to still show up, protect you, and pursue you. The modern dating scene is falling apart because women tried to rewrite nature, and it's backfiring hard. What's interesting is that in many parts of Europe, places like Sweden, the Netherlands, Spain, and France, women still show appreciation for men. They value masculine energy, leadership, and respect. They understand that men and women are meant to complement each other, not compete. Meanwhile, in America and other first world nations, dating feels like a war zone. It's no longer about love or partnership. It's about power and pride. That's not equality. That's chaos. Men are simply doing what women asked. They said, "Leave us alone. We don't need you." And now that men are listening, women are panicking. They're realizing independence doesn't fill the emotional void, nor does it replace genuine connection. The problem isn't that men have changed. It's that women forgot what made men valuable in the first place. You can't keep pushing people away and expect them to keep fighting for your attention. Men aren't angry. They're just done. Done chasing disrespect. Done explaining their worth. Done trying to fix what doesn't want to be fixed. So if modern women feel the shift, it's because men finally stopped playing the game.
Women are the biggest gaslighters. In a way that they are gaslighting men, a huge one is by saying, oh, a real man wouldn't do this. A real man would allow me to do this. A real man wouldn't care about this. The whole like real man thing, it's used as a way to try to control men and try to shame them into not having any boundaries and standards. It's basically just so they can get away with whatever they want and have any bad behaviors that they want to have without any consequences. And then they just use the whole like, oh, well, a real man wouldn't care. A real man wouldn't care about my past. A real man wouldn't care about body count. Men can have preferences, standards, and boundaries just like women do, and I'm tired of seeing women try to gaslight men. I saw this quote the other day and it was directed towards men, and it was like, just know that if she's calling you a real man, you're likely a simp. And it's so true, because the way that women define real men these days, they're just explaining simps. Simps that will put up with anything that they do, simps that put up with their bad behaviors, toxic patterns, and let them cross all the boundaries in the world. Women don't know what a real man is these days. It seems like they just want someone to run all over.
One of the biggest games women play today is emotional manipulation. The moment a man sets a boundary or refuses to tolerate disrespect, the shaming begins. You've heard it before. A real man wouldn't care. A real man would let me do this. A real man wouldn't feel threatened. It's all gaslighting. They say it to make men doubt themselves, to twist a narrative until a man starts questioning his own masculinity. But the truth is, a real man doesn't let himself be controlled by emotional blackmail. See, the modern woman has mastered psychological warfare. Men fight with their fists. Women fight with words, silence, guilt, and manipulation. And what's worse, society normalizes it. When a man reacts to disrespect, he's labeled aggressive. When a woman disrespects, it's called setting boundaries or being independent. This double standard is destroying relationships. A man shouldn't have to lose his self-respect just to be considered real. Think about it. Physical violence is condemned, and rightly so. But emotional and mental attacks? They're brushed off as harmless. Women shame men, mock their feelings, or question their masculinity, and everyone laughs it off. That's not harmless. That's damage you can't see. Men have been conditioned to tolerate disrespect just to keep the peace, and that's exactly how control starts. The moment a man speaks up, he's accused of being insecure or controlling. It's manipulation at its finest. And here's the funny part. When women are called out on a behavior, they backpedal or delete their statements. You see it all over social media. One woman will expose another for bad behavior or poor parenting, and immediately, the comments flood with excuses. No accountability, just deflection. That's the cycle. Shame men, gaslight the truth, and then erase it when exposed. It's psychological warfare disguised as empowerment, and it's toxic to the core. Men, hear me clearly. A real man doesn't tolerate disrespect, period. Don't let anyone twist that truth. Setting boundaries isn't insecurity. It's strength. Stop letting people redefine manhood to benefit their comfort. Stand firm, stand proud, and never let guilt guide your actions.